Goal this year, $650,000 locally, and we can do it, East Tennessee. So come on by. You're going to see these iconic red kettles, and there's several new ways to donate. We're here at Dead Man's Farm, and we're talking about everything you need to know about the haunted house. Hopefully, I'm going to make it through the morning. A strong storm passed through overnight, and you can see the home right here in the middle of that destruction. Take a look here. You have the trees snapped and blown over into the front yard. A mild outbreak of a rare and mysterious illness is now baffling doctors all across the country. There's so much fun out there. You can see some of it behind us, some people brave enough to go on those rides, and there's people already getting their chance to enjoy everything the fair has to offer. Take down that it's going to get hot and it's going to be humid again. That's all you need to know.
Hot and humid.
And we've got some changes on the way. They always say that. We got some changes on the way.
I found the food line and I am ready to go because they open at 11, so I am first up to get my chicken on a pita. Sounds pretty good, right?
Shopping for a wings event. It could be really nice today because it's in a pool of ranch.
Yeah, you can cool off, dunk your head in the ranch, and you're good to go, Ken.
Sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a great idea. A little messy, but yeah, on a day like this, I think it doesn't matter at that point.
The Vols taking on ETSU on home turf at Neyland Stadium, and that is where we find WATE 6 on your side sports director Marshall Hughes. And Marshall, you've been roaming around campus, people out there already tailgating. If inmates are released on bond, this is as far as they will go with the booking process. But if they're moving to inmate housing, they'll be placed inside here in a holding cell. The chase leads to a search at a home, and investigators wind up having to call in the Dangerous Drugs Task Force. A school security officer is being called a hero after trying to stop a driver. Witnesses saying that driver was speeding near Fulton High School. Chili Berry, he's going to be out here later tonight when the puck drops at 7:30. The U.S. Supreme Court now rejecting a challenge of Tennessee's lethal injection protocol and lifting a stay for the execution of Edmund Zagorski. Those rescue crews from surrounding counties are going to be back out here on the lake trying to find that 24-year-old man. Our Senate debate is coming up this week. Senate candidates Phil Bredesen and Marsha Blackburn, they will be going head to head and talking about the issues that matter to you. Now, about 2 weeks into fall, the corn mazes, pumpkin patches, they're open, kids picking out all their Halloween costumes. But with the highs in the upper 80s, we're still waiting for that crisp fall weather.
High five, I'm here, it's your birthday.
An ordinary day at school turned into a big surprise for 11-year-old Brady Fine.
This is super cool.
Yeah. Who got to become an honorary member of the SWAT team with Knoxville Police. Learning how to shoot, his birthday celebration included a ride in a police car. And experiencing what it's like to be in law enforcement. These officers wanted Brady to feel special.
Happy birthday to you.
Because some days can be difficult for him. Brady has a rare genetic disorder that progresses aging.
11 other kids worldwide with this disorder.
Dr. Peden and Megan Buckner work in the rare diagnosis clinic at East Tennessee Children's Hospital, and they helped to find Brady's diagnosis. He has a rare type of progeria, known as Hutchinson-Gilford syndrome.
Lipodystrophy means that his fat cells don't work right.
That's why I'm a little bit more thin than most.
Frequent headaches, hunger, and delicate skin are just some of the struggles, but Brady isn't letting that get in the way of his dreams. He's been to Disney World, rode with a motorcycle club, and met Tennessee sprint champion Kristen Coleman. How does it feel for him to reach out to you like this?
I feel like it's really amazing that someone that can do such a thing like that wants to just talk to me.
To watch him handle the things that he does, and he's so appreciative of everything, and he's so forgiving to kids that don't understand, or to people that don't understand, and he shows grace.
The hospital team says heart issues and premature aging are possible, but that doesn't mean Brady can't live a full life.
He's a special kid. He is full of sweetness and light.
Brady's light shines through his love for others, especially his family, and wants people to know.
Just because I look different doesn't mean that I act different.
In Knoxville, Amanda Garcia, WATE 6 on your side. Standing outside of the Hamblin County Jail with signs in hand, Kaylee Hill wants answers about her brother's death.
My brother died Saturday, and I, as the family, feel like I am entitled to some information.
Jeremy Meidinger was an inmate at the jail when he was taken to the hospital, where officials say he later died. According to the coroner's preliminary report, the 31-year-old Morristown man died from natural causes.
My brother was said to have died because he was in poor health, and if that's the case, it still falls on them. They are required, if they have him confined, to provide the medical care necessary to keep him alive, and they were incapable of doing that.
Kaylee is frustrated because conditions in the jail have been a problem for years.
He was put into a pod with violent offenders, just like everybody else is. There's no filter system, so everybody gets filtered through the same way. It is ridiculous, the overcrowding.
And even the sheriff here in Hamblin County says that this jail is over capacity with people sleeping on the floor.
Try to keep the jail clean, but it's difficult to keep a cell block clean when you got 6 beds and you got 35 inmates in there.
The jail can house 255 inmates, and recently a record was set with 474 men and women incarcerated. Sheriff Esco Jernigan says the decision to build a new jail lies in the hands of Hamblin County commissioners.
It's time that someone step forward that controls the money and address this issue instead of kicking the can down the road.
The jail has not met state requirements. Mold, mildew, and poor ventilation are just some of the issues. Malaya Reese spent a year here, and she says she saw firsthand just how bad things are.
Just because you commit a crime doesn't mean that they should treat you inhumane like an animal. Animals get treated better than these inmates do, and it's sickening.
The sheriff says more space is desperately needed, but prevention is also a way to combat the overcrowding situation, with many offenders in jail because of drugs. As for Kaylee, she hopes change comes soon.
We're going to make sure that they hear our voices and are concerned because this is our family.
We sent WATE 6 on your side reporter Amanda Garcia to Fentress County. New at 6, she shows us what people there are dealing with in the aftermath.
And just literally lifted that whole building up and moved it 2 feet.
A building moved from its foundation, just some of the damage left behind. Ben and Jeannie Gunther are thankful no one is hurt. They're left picking up the pieces, trying to salvage anything they can find in the wreckage on their farm in Fentress County, because early this morning a strong storm passed through, destroying their home.
Sent trees all over the house and ripped the house to shreds.
The power went out, windows shattered, and the Gunther family started to run for safety.
Before I knew it, I heard this loud noise that sounded like the freight train, and I just screamed at the kids and I told them to get to the basement, and I started hurrying them down there.
As fast as it started, that fast it was deathly quiet.
Building this farm from the ground up, it's devastating to see it torn apart.
They've really worked hard, and all my other kids too, and it's just all gone. Thank goodness the house is still standing. I think it's all repairable. With
support from the community, they're optimistic about fixing it up.
It's really touching to know that people care about you.
The sheriff helped lend a hand with a chainsaw. Emergency responders checked in on the family, and neighbors patched up the house and cleaned up what they could to make it livable.
And while this family works to get the power turned back on their home, across the road, this resident is dealing with this mess. The roof on his garage torn apart. The cleanup work is going to be extensive for the residents here in Fentress County. Reporting here in Clark Range, Amanda Garcia, WATE 6 on your side.